Okay, so take a moment and get comfortable. And when you're ready, close your eyes. Land here in your body, however you come today. Drop your shoulders and drop the contents of your mind. And for the next minute, give your breath your undivided attention. On your next inhale, bring your palms together. And if you are comfortable joining me chanting an Om, take a deep inhale. Om. Release your hands and open your eyes. Switch to the cross of your legs. And we're going to start by taking the head around in a circle. Checking in with the upper back and the neck. It's tempting to bend at the waist, but try to keep the spine nice and straight as you take the head around. And go in the other direction. And roll shoulders. Take care of your body when you practice. So if there's ever anything that I am doing that doesn't work for you, make sure that you change it. And if you're not sure how to, you can unmute yourself and ask. We're going to roll the shoulders the other direction. And then we're going to take a gentle twist to the right and start by drawing your navel back and around to the right. It doesn't have to be the deepest twist. Just slowly beginning to warm up the spine. Squeezing in towards the waist. Lift the chest, squeeze again, and turn your head as far as you're comfortable. And then give your neck a little squeeze. And then keep your spine twisting to the right, but turn the head left and squeeze to the left and unwind. Switch the cross of the legs and we'll go in the other direction. Get nice and tall, starting at the navel area and slowly twisting to the left, squeezing through the waist as much as you're comfortable, turning the head as much as you're comfortable, and then give the neck a little squeeze. And then the head's going to turn forward. And again, you can squeeze there as you unwind. And we're going to make our way to hands and knees. Feel free to use your blanket under your knees. And spread out your fingers. We'll move through cat and cow. Exhaling, rounding the back. Inhaling, arching the spine. Exhale, round. And keep your mouth closed, breathing in and out through your nose. Inhale. And exhale. Do a few more on your own breath. Trying to keep the shoulders away from the ears. Keeping the lower belly active. And when you're ready, curl the toes and lift your hips. Slowly begin to let the heels reach down. And then we're going to move around a little bit. You can turn your head left and right. And you can tread through the feet. Pick up through the lower abdomen. Just checking in. Shoulders, back, hips, legs, hands, feet. And then find a place to settle into a little more stillness. You'll notice when you still the body that when you breathe, there's a little bit of movement. And let the head really relax. And then go ahead and exhale. Bring your knees down. We're going to open up through the right arm, big stretch. And on exhale, we're going to guide the right arm under the left for thread the needle, bringing the right shoulder down. And then bring the left hand so that it's over the wrist, or you can take it back behind, or you can stretch it overhead. Whatever feels most comfortable. And like you get a stretch from the back and also under the shoulder blade. And then place your left hand back down. Inhale, stretch your right arm open. Exhale, right hand comes down. We'll extend the left arm. Exhale, left hand's going to come under. The right hand, you're going to bring under your elbow. You're going to press or take the arm behind or take the arm overhead. You want to protect your lower spine by drawing the navel towards the spine as you twist. Inhale, press the left arm up. Exhale, back to hands and knees, and then we'll soften into a child's pose. Just allowing the body to stretch gently. And then bring your arms at your sides and interlace your fingers behind your back. Tuck your head, your chin, so that you're, instead of on your forehead, you're more on top of your head. And then firm the abdominal muscles, and we're going to slowly lift onto the head and stretch the arms away from the back. So the modified version of rabbit. And then bring the arms down, bring the hands down, and press yourself up. And just take that slow. It's a lot of sensation through the top of the head. We're going to bring the right hip onto the ground. And the right forearm onto the ground. And we're going to stretch the legs and lift the left arm. So this space that's between the side body and the yoga mat, you're going to draw down and lift up. And draw down. We're going to do 5 of these. You could also do something smaller if it doesn't feel good to do bigger ones. That's 3. Try to keep lifting this top arm down and up. 4. Exhale down and up 5. And then bring the hands down, swing your knees to the center, and then we'll shift. And if you have your blanket, you can have your blanket under that hip. And again, bring the legs on top and down and up and down and up. So we're working on these little oblique muscles, the intercostal muscles between the rib cage. 3. Try not to put the shoulder near the ear. 4. And 5. And then bring the knees to the ground. Bring the forearms to the ground. Curl the toes, lift the hips into dolphin pose. And we're going to stretch between the elbows and the armpits. The head, we're trying to get off the ground. And then walk your right foot in towards the midline and lift your left foot off the ground. And reach your left heel back and lift your left leg, if you can, parallel to the ground. Scooping the belly, bringing the left foot down, right next to the right, and then lifting the right leg up. Breathing in and out. And then we'll come back into child's pose, bring the knees down, toes together, sit towards the heels. Bring your palms together in your child's pose. Tuck your chin and draw your thumbs towards the back of the head or the neck, giving a little stretch to the tricep muscle. And take 3 big breaths into the back and the side. And try to separate your hands away from one another. And then stretch your arms out, come to hands and knees. So we're going to come back to the first side. This time, forearms are going to be down. The left foot's going to be down and the right leg's going to be straight. So you have the choice to do the same thing we just did, or you can lift the hip off the ground and do it that way. So again, we'll do 5. So that's 2, 3. Could also be very small. You could also just hold. 4. So working in a way that meets your body. 5. We're going to come to the center. We're going to pause here in the center. Interlace or cross the ankles. Bring the hands to the fronts of the knees. Inhale, lift the face. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, lift the face and the chest. And exhale, round. And then come to neutral and pause and notice. Stretch the arms out wide. Take the left arm over the right. And the backs of the hands together, or the arm that's underneath, if you bring that towards the face and out, you might be able to get it to the hand or the thumb. And then we're going to lift the elbow creases. So stay strong through the side body. So we're stretching that back, stretching through the scapula. And then slowly we're going to exhale, push the hands out. And then the left arm will go underneath. And do the other side. Taking your time. Lifting the arms. You can give a little pressure into your hands, a little pressure into your elbow creases. This arm position is Garvindasana. And then draw the elbows down and the hands forward. And release. And again, we're going to press out. And then we're going to come to the other side. This is the last one of these we're going to do like this. So on the forearm, the back leg is bent with the foot down and the front leg is, left leg is straight. So again, it's the same thing, or lifting and lowering. So we're building the strength in the bicep, the deltoid, the bicep, the tricep, and also the obliques. 2. Find your steady breath. 3. There's no hurry. 4. Last one. 5. Take your time, bring your hand down. We'll come back to the center. This time we're going to straighten out the legs, shake out the legs. We're going to bend the right knee and bring the right foot across the left leg. Left foot's going to stay active. And you're going to lift your chest, take that left elbow crease around. The right hand's going to come back. And we're going to exhale. And I want you to try to feel a stretch through this outer IT and the hip. This is a version of Marichyasana C, and you want to press the knee out into the arm, and then the arm is pulling the knee kind of in towards the torso and a little bit forward as you twist and look over the back shoulder. And if you want to go a little deeper, you can with the belly. And slowly unwind. And straighten that leg, shake out the legs. And then we'll shift, we'll bend the left knee. And we'll lift the chest. Right arm will cross, left arm will come back. Keep the right leg active and take your time. We're working on all those subtle muscles. Go a little bit deeper if you'd like. Pressing the knee out in the arm, pulling the arm back in, and slowly unwind. We're going to release that leg, and then we're going to make our way back to hands and knees. We're going to curl the toes and come to downward dog. Breathing here. If you have a blanket under you, you can move that to the side as we walk the feet and the hands towards one another. Have your feet as close together as you're comfortable. Bring some weight into the balls of the feet. You can have some pressure on your legs to support your lower back as you release the head. And then inhale halfway up, pause. Exhale, contract the abdomen. And then walk your hands to your thighs and slowly press yourself up. And we're going to take the feet apart about the width of the mat. Let the knees bend and let the arms wrap. You can have the eyes open or close. And begin to slow down. Wiggle the fingers and the toes, shake out the legs. And then come to the front of your mat. We're going to inhale, stretch the arms out and overhead. And on an exhale, we're going to step the left foot back. So the left foot is on a diagonal, the right foot straight forward, and we're going to bend the right knee, and we're going to lift the arms for warrior one. Your hands can be together or apart. Use the glutes and lengthen through the waist. On an exhale, we'll turn left. We'll take a little longer stride, bring that right knee over the ankle, and look over the right hand. So it often happens that because we're looking forward, we end up leaning forward, but try to keep that left shoulder right over the hip. And then take the left hand down, turn the right palm face up, stretch forward, and then back into extended warrior. Exhale, the forearm's going to come to the top of the thigh, and the left arm's going to come overhead. Use the leverage from this right forearm to turn open a little bit more in the chest. And then inhale, bring the left hand down, lift the left heel into a lunge, and stretch open through the right arm. So a lunge twist. And then inhale, bring the hand down, bring the back knee down, and straighten out the front leg. So coming into hamstring stretch. And try to keep the chest up and the foot down. Then we're going to exhale, round the back, release the head. Inhale, lift the chest and lift the foot. Exhale, foot down, round the back. Inhale, chest up, toes up. And then rebend the knee, curl the back toes, lift the back heel for a stretch in the calf. And try to have that heel reaching straight back and the knee reaching forward. Then we'll step the back foot forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold, however far forward you're comfortable. Inhale, come all the way up. Stretch the arms out and overhead. And exhale, release the arms at your sides. Inhale, stretch the arms out and overhead. On an exhale, you're going to step the right foot back. So foot's up at the diagonal and the front foot's forward. We're going to bend the knee over the ankle. You're going to use the glutes, stretch through the waist, and lift the arms. You're going to turn to the right. Take your arms wide, a little bit longer stride as you bend the left knee. Look over the left hand, but keep that right shoulder over the right hip. Turn the front palm face up, back hand to the hip or the back of the leg forward, and then back into extended warrior. Inhale, forearm on the top of the thigh. The right arm is going to stretch overhead next to your ear. And then use this left forearm to press down to open. Inhale, the right hand down, lift the heel. Take your time to open up through the left arm into that lunge twist. Inhale, hand down and knee down. And then we'll exhale, straighten or straighten-ish that front leg. We'll just pause there. And then we'll lift the heel, lift the toes. Then exhale, round the back and press the foot forward. And inhale, arch and lift the toes. You could also be up higher and just move that foot through pointed and flex and take out the rounding of the spine. And then the next time the foot comes down, bring the knee over the ankle, lift the back knee, step the back foot forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Then inhale, come all the way up. And exhale. And shake out the legs again. We're going to do tree pose. So start on either side that you like. I'm going to start with my right foot. So if you notice that your knee is lifting up, try to draw it down on the diagonal as best you can. Make contact with the foot and the inner thigh, and then try not to bend at the waist. Bring the arms wherever you're comfortable. Lengthen, grow taller. Find a steady place for your eyes and a steady breath. And exhale. Pause. And we'll come into the other side. If your foot doesn't come all the way up, it could be above or below your knee, or even right at your calf or your ankle. We have two inner lifts that help support us in our practice. Mula Bandha is a lift through the pelvic diaphragm. Uddiyana Bandha is a lift through the lower abdomen. They are very supportive in balancing poses, in transition between one pose to the next. Try to lengthen that knee down to open up the hip flexor and the thigh. Stretch and exhale. And pause. Roll the shoulders. Roll the head. See what it's like to be in your body. And then I want you to have your block handy if you want to use it for triangle or half moon. And you'll put it to the outer right side of your mat. Okay. So we're going to inhale, take the arms out and overhead. We're going to exhale, bring the hands through the center, and you can either step right back and wait, or you can lift the leg. Warrior three. You can hold warrior three, or bring your right hand onto your block, slide the block forward, and open the hip. This opening of the hip is part of what helps you stabilize. You can either bring your left hand to the hip or stretch it up. And then to come down, the hand's going to come to the hip. We're going to bend the standing leg to control that left foot coming down, and we're going to slide the block right outside the right foot if we're going to use the block. And then we're going to open, just like we did in side angle, pressing down to open up, and then lift through the top arm. And try to lengthen the tailbone. And then this left hand's going to come down. We're going to start to bend the knee. And we're going to come into warrior one. On an exhale, you're going to take the hands behind you. Roll the shoulders open and either stay upright or forward fold into humble warrior. Release the head, stretch the arms. And then inhale. So try to find those bandhas, that lift in the pelvic diaphragm and the low abdomen as you come back up and lift into warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, extended warrior. If you have that block there on an exhale, bring your hand to your block. If you don't have the block there, you can use the thigh with your forearm. Then inhale, bring the left hand down. You can slide the block under the left hand. Keep your left heel down and then open up to the right arm. Then inhale, the hand down. So we're going to do something a little different. We're going to turn the right foot in and the left foot in And we're going to walk our hands forward. And I'm using my hands on my block. And I'm going to have my hands on my block and take this very wide downward dog. And see if you can let your head release in between the arms. And then slide the hands under the shoulders. You're going to turn the left foot out, slide your block forward, lift the right heel, and then step that right foot forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale. And then you can either turn back to the front, or you can stay here and this will be the new front. And the block will be on the left side. Inhale, stretch your arms out and overhead. Take your time, slide the hands through the center. If you feel comfortable, you can lift that right foot off the ground just a little bit, or it can go parallel to the ground. From here, you could step back into warrior one preparation, or you can bring your left hand down, open your right hip, and lift your right arm. And then the right hand's going to come down. We're going to bend the left knee, bringing that left foot down and slide the block. We're going to open towards the right. If you need more height, you can always come up to the thigh. And if you need less height, you can take the block lower. The right arm's going to stretch up. Triangle pose. And then the right hand's going to come down. We're going to bend the left knee. You're going to look down and you're going to press yourself up. You're going to bring your hands interlaced behind you. And you're going to roll the shoulders open. Check in with your back for a moment. If it's feeling tender, stay upright. Otherwise, you can collect the bandhas, those two lifts, and you can come into humble warrior. And then the arms come down, we press up. We release the hands and come through warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, extended warrior. And then if you have that block there, you can slide the block right outside the foot and stretch the right arm overhead. And then you can slide the block inside your foot, bring the right hand on the block, keep the right heel down, and stretch to the left. Left hand's going to come down. You're going to turn that left foot in again and bring the block under you. So this time we're going to have the wrist right under the shoulder. And you could have your block on the highest side, the lowest side, or if you don't have a block, you could tent your hands on the ground, and the right hand's going to come to the hip. And we're going to turn to the right. And then look down, let the right hand come down, the left hand to the hip, and we're going to turn to the left. And then looking down, you're going to heel toe your feet. And you're going to bring your knees down. And you're going to rest in child's pose. Take some deep, slow breaths here. Stretch your arms out in whatever position they feel comfortable. If child's pose is not a great position, you can be on your forearms with your knees down and your hips up, with your head relaxed. Where we're going next is pigeon pose. So when you're ready, Take your time. You can lift, and we'll come from hands and knees. You're going to slide your right knee behind your right hand, and your right foot can come towards your left hand. And then we reach the left leg back, and we bring the forearms down. Everyone doing okay? Okay. Hello. Okay. So come down. Remember, if pigeon pose is not a good position, you could do double pigeon. Allow your shoulders to drop. Allow your breath to deepen. And you're going to walk your forearms over to the left towards the right foot. And back to center. And then before you come up, you're going to engage the abdominal muscles, engage the glutes. Come back to hands and knees. I'll exhale around the back. Inhale, arch the spine. Take your time. And then when you're ready, you'll come into pigeon pose on the other side, drawing the left knee behind the left hand and the right foot forward. And come down to your forearms. You could always place your head on a block if that feels comfortable. And then we're going to walk the forearms over to the right. So the practice of yoga is meant to adjust to our individual bodies, context, time of life, season that we're in. So that means that we can soften when needed, we can slow down, we can take more rest, or we can really pull in, firm, lift up, and bring more energy. And then we're going to bring our forms back to center. And we'll slowly come up. And as you come up, you can lean to that left hip and bring the right leg forward. And we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. And you can bring them somewhere in between the heels close and the heels far away, maybe halfway. And we're going to lengthen and scoop up the lower abdomen and come into Baddha Konasana, forward bend. You could use a block on your feet for your forearms or for your head. Notice the stretch and try to soften around it. And then firm through your center and lift yourself up. Pause. We're gonna take the left leg out and the right knee in. We're gonna let the pubic bone draw down. Just a little bit of a tilt in the pelvis to think about that. And then we're gonna slide the hands forward. You don't have to go very far. We're trying to get a stretch through that inner groin. And then we're gonna shift our weight left and right. And then walk your hands in. We'll draw that left heel in, the right leg out. And we'll walk the hands forward again. Taking your time. Have your eyes open or closed. You can shift your weight left and right. Walk your hands in. And bring your legs into cross-legged. We're going to lie down in just a moment, but we're going to do one more stretch. You might want to be on the edge of your blanket. I'm going to stretch the arms up. I take the left arm up and then down. The right hand's going to come in front of the left elbow, and you're going to press that left elbow straight back. And try to draw the navel towards the spine and have a little counter pressure. So the right hand's going to press the left elbow back, but the left elbow is resisting it and pressing it forward. And then you're going to push that right hand out and rotate, and then bring that arm in close. We didn't use a strap or anything, but your clothes you could hold on to, or you can reach up for that top hand. And close your eyes. So we're stretching this bottom part of the shoulder of the right arm, and we're stretching the tricep and upper arm, armpit area of the left arm. And then we'll slowly release. Switch the cross of the legs. Extend the arms. The right hand will come down. The left hand will come to the front of the elbow. Draw that elbow back. And remember, you're resisting it. And the hand of the right hand, spread out the fingers. And if they touch the back, press a little bit into the back. And then push the left arm out. Rotate, bring that arm in close. Take your time. Sometimes you have to soften it and roll it a little bit for it to let go enough to reach the hand up. And again, you can close the eyes. This is Gomukhasana arms. And then we'll release. Let's set the hands on the thighs and notice. And as you're ready, you can make your way onto your back. And have your feet on the ground. Have your feet about the width of the mat, and then let the knees drop in. Just to rest the pelvis and the spine, and the belly and the shoulders. And then we're going to stretch the knees. We're going to stretch the thighs by moving the knees. So open the knees up over the ankles, and then both knees are going to drop like windshield wipers over to the right side. So that left knee drops in. You can draw that foot up if that feels good. Some people like to take their right heel on the top of the left knee. You don't have to. You can try it, see what you think. Have your arms wherever they're comfortable. And then we'll lift the left knee and then the right. And then we'll take the legs in the other direction. And again, if you want to try that right foot on top, you can, or the left foot on top. I want you to take 3 breaths where you intentionally kind of push your lower belly up with breath. You really let the lower belly fill. And on the out breath, you let it soften. Breathing in and out through the nose, but not using the bandhas, and intentionally trying to push the breath into the belly. And you bring the knees up. You can bring the knees into your chest. We're going to do a gentle twist. So there's many versions of a twist. Both knees bent, one knee bent, one leg straight, the knees up high, the knees down low. So come into your favorite version of a gentle supine twist. And take your time to enter it slowly. And then once you've kind of settled and fidgeted around, just allow yourself to let go. If it's comfortable, you can turn your head in the opposite direction that the knees are turned. And when we come out of it, we'll bring the head to neutral. You're going to squeeze the abdomen. You're going to lift the top knee first, then the bottom knee, and then come into the twist on the other side. And when you feel like you've had an equal twist, you can bring the head into neutral and the knees up. And tent the legs again, letting the pelvis to come back to neutral. And slowly let the legs straighten out in Savasana. Get what you need to be comfortable and rest, be warm. Allow your breath to deepen. Bring your awareness back to your body. And gently inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth with a sigh. And when you're ready, wiggle your toes and your fingers. Bend your knees. And roll to your side and pause there for several breaths. And come up to seated when you're ready. Bring your palms together. May you be peaceful in your body. May you trust your path. May you be healthy. And may you accept and love yourself for all of your days. Namaste. Hold on. I'm going to stop the recording. Stop.